Welcome to the Endless Honeymoon Podcast.
I'm Pat Sajak, and the voice you just heard?
Vanna White.
That's Vanna White. Didn't your dad once tell you something about that you could be the next Vanna White?
Yeah, I told him I was going to move to Hollywood, and he said, you know what, I said I wanted to be an actress, and he's like, I could see you being the next Vanna White.
I love that his worldview is so wide that when he's like, who's an actress? Vanna White.
Honey, our listeners don't even know who that is.
Vanna White? She's still on TV right now.
Oh, all right.
How young do you think people are? They only see TikToks? They're unfamiliar with linear television? Guys, let me just say that...
Wait, first we should say that there's a dog missing.
There is a dog missing. One of our dogs has a disfiguring lump on her cheek.
And it's just a little unattractive, so we don't want you to have to look at it.
Natasha, today, when we were brainstorming, I'm going to take her to the vet tomorrow. Natasha's like, I don't want her to. And I was expecting you to say, get sick and die. And she goes, be an ugly dog. So that's kind of where she's coming from.
I'm just keeping it real.
Thank you for keeping it real.
I like to look at beauty if possible.
Well, yeah. And she's not the most beautiful dog in the world. She's a bit of a homely dog already.
Right. That's why I'm like, we feed our Mayor Cutie so much medicine to keep her alive. It's hard for me to imagine that we would ever try to keep Blanche alive.
Stop it. That's so rude. Blanche is the sweetest person in our family, by the way.
Mayor Cutie is on 17 medications a day.
Mm-hmm.
So she has 6 or 7 medications 3 times a day.
I can't believe she's alive. We thought she was dead, goner. But here she is, still with us. You know the problem with Chihuahuas, by the way, is they do this shaking thing. And when you have a sick Chihuahua, you're never sure if they're in a death rattle or if they're just being a Chihuahua and having whatever that weird nervous system that Chihuahuas have where their bodies get so compact that they have miniature seizures all the time.
I mean, if you're going to take a dog, the Chihuahua, it's a pretty good dog.
It's not a good dog.
Yes,
They're classically bad dogs. They're hard to house train. They bark incessantly. They're aggressive.
Wait, there could be a dog that doesn't pee everywhere?
Yes. Most of the other dogs.
Wait, really?
Yes.
That's why our carpets have piss all over them?
Well, that and a lack of discipline in training them because you've been out there chasing that Hollywood dream. By the way, Natasha's leaving me at the end of this month.
Honey, if we had Cocker Spaniels, you don't think they would pee all over?
No, other dogs are more easily trainable. It's the truth. It's the way that it is. I don't know what to tell you. Natasha is leaving me at the end of the month for a full month. She is headed to Atlanta to go host a cooking show. I will be all alone with my child it is my child, right?
Yes.
Okay, I will be all alone with my child for 1 full month, and I am stoked.
You should be.
I am. It's going to be fun. We're going to chill, dude. You're going to come home. She's going to have one matted dreadlock. I'm not going to comb her hair the whole time you're gone. I'm going to feed her mac and cheese for 30 straight days. I'm going to give her top ramen. There's going to be a lot of ramen going on.
You should have a reality show for that month. It would be the #1 show.
What if I called it Mr. Mom? Would that be fun?
See, our audience doesn't know what that is either.
Now, that's true. Our audience doesn't know what that is. But I bet you they could, you know what? Through context clues, I believe that our audience would be able to figure out what I mean by Mr. Mom.
I love looking at our audience when they call in.
Isn't that funny, by the way? That dads are so looked down upon and such a low bar of expectation that when a father cares for his child alone, they call him Mr. Mom. They're like Mr. Person that actually takes care of child. It's not. There's no word for a dad that is just a dad. It's senior, actual parent.
Well, it's interesting because you seem to love our kid the same amount as me, but you're not as scared as I am.
No, I'm not scared at all. What's the point of fear?
I don't know.
What does it do for you? What did it do for you?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm wired to be looking for anything.
I'm wired to find male-only forest adventures to take my child on. I don't know. I just don't see the point in fear. I think that fear doesn't help. It only hinders.
You're right.
Yeah, fear is just corrosive. It's cancerous. And the more you fear, the more you fear.
I just felt that you were right.
Yes. Well, I didn't even notice you saying it because I know that I'm right all of the time. So when someone says you're right, it's just of course, finally this person is coming to the light. Humility and correctness, I would say, are my 2 top qualities.
Listen, we have to call these people because
That's
they're
true.
on the East Coast.
We got some East Coast callers. I had a big announcement to make, but I'll save it for the next week. I'll save it for next week.
No, do your announcement.
Well, I just was going to say.
Are you going to talk about your hair?
Yeah, I was going to talk about my hair.
Oh my God.
Well, look, here's the thing. I have long hair. I have quarantine hair, as many people have coined.
Like a bob.
It's not a bob. It's long hair. I'm cool. I'm a surf guy. I'm like, oh, look at that cool sandy surf guy. That's what people think when they see me. I got this mustache, but I did just get a job. And unless I lost the job, today's Sunday, tomorrow's Monday, it's possible that I'll get a call saying, we did take a look at your new look on the Zoom and you're not actually what we wanted. But unless that happens, I'm going to probably be cutting the mustache off and the hair into a more reasonable. So all you bullies out there that have been making fun of my look for the last...
you're going to cut off your mustache too?
Yeah. It's all gone. It's going, I believe. I believe that the next time you see me on film, except that we're going to do a secret dump, so you might see me in that. I don't want to destroy the fourth wall, but we sometimes will tape 2 episodes in a night, which is why we have the same outfit on. Guys, I feel like I just took away a lot of the magic of this podcast. But anyway, the next time we do an episode, I'm gonna have a shorn face and shorter hair. It'll be a big blow.
I'm excited.
Why are you so excited?
I'm just like men like you to show enthusiasm about their hair.
And?
I think you should cut it.
You don't like it?
Your long hair?
Yeah, my long hair. That's funny, by the way. That question is the question of a person trying to think of how to not insult you. Because it's like, of course, my long hair. What else? We've been talking about that. Oh, your long hair? And in your mind, you're going like, what can I say that will not destroy this person's self-esteem?
It's fluffy.
Well, that's my nickname as a comedian. They call me Fluffy. I don't know if you know that, but I'm kind of known as Fluffy in the comedy scene. Uh-huh. Okay, Natasha and listeners, get a good load of the long hair because it is going the way of the dodo bird. Do you guys know what a dodo bird is? I know we have young listeners, but the dodo bird was a bird that Natasha and I used to play with growing up. Let's begin our episode and make some telephone calls to some people that desperately need our help. Okay, we are going to call Kiki in Ottawa.
You have to say Ottawa, Canada.
I mean, what, as opposed to Ottawa, California? Ottawa, Canada, Ottawa. Kiki.
Hi, Kiki.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, we're great. We're fantastic. How's Ottawa?
Ottawa is Ottawa. Pretty chill, pretty boring. Just hanging out.
Word. You got any Ottawa questions?
I've never been to. Is that in Alberta?
No, it's in Ontario. Sorry,
Alberta. Wait, so then I've been to Vancouver, Alberta, and then Toronto, but I don't know where Ottawa is.
And Montreal. How ignorant are Americans, do you think, on a scale of 1 to 10?
Wait, but where is it? What state is it above?
Why are you talking to me? Talk to Kiki. She's the Ottawan.
Because you're the one roasting me, so I want to know if you know.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're the boring capital city of Canada.
But you're above which states? Because I only know things in relation to America.
Like a 2-3 hour drive away from New York.
Oh, I know New York. New York's a great city, very vibrant. It's kind of we think of it as the Ottawa of the United States.
Oh wow,
yeah.
Wow, that might not really work out for.
Now, so you're in Trudeau town. Is he in your city? Does he live there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, have you ever had a Trudeau sighting?
No, but I worked at Anthropology in the mall, and his wife was a frequent visitor.
That is a Endless Honeymoon podcast exclusive. The Trudeau's shop at Anthropology. This is crazy. You've helped Kiki. You've helped us more than we could possibly help you with that bombshell. But what can we do for you?
So basically, I've started seeing this lady. My first woman-to-woman relationship.
That's what they usually call them, right? Women-to-women relationships.
There's actually a WLW, which literally stands for Women Loves Women.
Oh, that's a category on dating sites?
Yeah, or you can see it as like a hashtag if you're looking for that kind of content.
Nice little hashtag. You're so Canadian. Right. I love you. Okay, so you started seeing this woman-to-woman.
Yes. We've been seeing each other for about 3 months. And everything is great. We really get along. I absolutely adore her. She's already had that kind of moment where she got super wasted and told me she loved me.
Sure, classic romance story. Yeah,
that's right.
That's what
Classic
happened.
woman loves woman is what that is.
Wait, is that true? Do women? I feel like. Listen, the stereotype from my mind is that women who love WLWs find it easier to say "I love you." They don't need to get drunk. The love comes very quickly, whereas a man is stifled by his programming or whatever.
Yeah, she did this at about the 1.5, maybe 2 month mark. But there's the whole I don't know if you've heard the U-Haul lesbian.
Sure. Do you know this joke, Natasha?
I mean, it's about how lesbians like to move in with each other.
Yeah, it's like what does a lesbian bring on the second date? A U-Haul. What does a gay man bring on the second date? What second date?
Right. Very funny.
Well, I didn't write it. Neither Kiki wrote it. Kiki brought it up.
I swear I didn't.
Kiki's 3 months into a gay relationship and she's already making stereotype trope jokes over here.
Okay,
it's kind of true. I don't know.
So how's it going? And what's your question?
So it's going well. It's going well, except that our sex life isn't really existent. So we've had sex once in the 3 months, that we've been together. And it was, I don't want to discredit having a sexual interaction with someone while being very drunk, but it is different than being able to have kind of a more
It was only when she was drunk.
Exactly.
Wait, Kiki,
that's not good.
May I track the trajectory of the relationship as you've laid out so far?
Yeah.
That she said "I love you" when she was drunk, and you guys had sex one time when she was drunk. This is just the information I've received. Now I don't know what it's like in Ottawa. I know
when
you guys
put it that way.
I know you guys are snowshoeing toward maple syrup groves or whatever, but that I'm feeling a minor flag.
Yeah. So, but do you like her when what's your relationship when she's sober?
We're really close. We do really, really get along.
Yeah, you guys are like sisters, almost literally.
Well, you know what? That's I've had other experiences with women, just not one as serious as this one. And I really have felt like there is this line of it can start to feel like you're just friends. And that's not always it's not the case in my mind, but then I get kind of in my head, I'm like, is that how she feels? Is that how I should is that maybe how I feel? And I just don't know that I feel that way.
Kiki, what do you want from the relationship?
I'm thinking I want something that'll go for a very long time.
Well, she sounds like marriage material.
Well, Kiki, I mean, here's you said
no, but maybe your connection is strong enough.
Well, you said sometimes in relationships you're like, maybe I'm just friends with this person, right? You can have that realization. That is true, but it usually doesn't. And I would go so far as to, I try not to be prescriptive, but I would say shouldn't occur in the first 6 months of dating a person, right? I mean, you shouldn't be like, gosh, are we just friends? At the beginning, you should be like, it should be hot and heavy. That's the whole point.
Right, but has she been in a woman-to-woman relationship before?
No, so it's both of our first times being in a serious.
So they need a little bit of encouragement.
Okay.
What about watching some porn together and allotting some time to do that?
Yeah, I've been thinking about bringing that up. I don't know. I feel very kind of.
Here's the thing.
Obviously out of my element.
Here's the thing.
You called the right people because no one knows more about love women relationships than the two of us.
I was just thinking that as I was waiting to get into the call.
No, but any relationship, you have to take some risks. And if you don't really have that much to lose, you can take the risk, see if she can meet you there. And if she can, it could be really cool. And if she can't, and you're still feeling awkward, then maybe it's not her, but someone else, So you have to kind of both open yourself and try to assimilate a little bit and not just have it be a friendship, It has to be, I know it's awkward.
Is it? I'm curious.
Well, you could do a date night and then have it be a physical, I don't know, just kind of like a time reserved for something that's not talking.
I'm not mad at that idea at all. That's really smart, Natasha. Kiki, listen to Natasha. She, her main relationship with women loves women is when I bring up a threesome. But I think that was very wise. What if you said to your partner, I want to go out on a date on this date, and afterwards, I want us to have sex. Like, you say it baldly and plainly, and it's not like all of this oxygen around the awkwardness of how little you've had sex with each other, because now you're going to. It will happen, and so you can and then don't drink that night, I think, and deal with how uncomfortable you feel. I think. No, you disagree?
You just don't want to have to control someone else's alcohol intake. And you're like, we can have sex if you don't have a drink.
That's okay.
Just have like a little bit, like, one glass of wine.
I'm just saying you don't want already in a relationship, because to me, I kind of hear you, Natasha. Like, this is new for both of them. They're both new at dating the same gender, so maybe there's some awkwardness that they have to get over in their relationship to figure it out, et cetera, et cetera. But I think already there's this big buildup of how little you're sleeping together, and then if the last time you had sex was drunk, and then this time you start drinking, then it becomes a thing where you have a dependent relationship where it's like, oh, we can only fuck when we're drunk.
Or maybe she's like not open enough or something, so she can't lose her inhibitions unless she's wasted, and that isn't something that sounds very long term. Like I wouldn't want to deal with that.
How was the sex when you did have sex?
It was good.
It was
really
like
good.
hot and passionate. It wasn't weird or awkward.
No, not at all.
Moshe's like, give me some more details.
Yeah. When I say how, I mean describe it in unbelievable detail. No,
it was good. It was good. We were both happy.
One more question. I'm sorry, Natasha. You want to say something?
I just think she needs to allot that sort of intimacy time where it's like, because they obviously have a lot in common and they like love to talk. And I think if you need to like get into a mood of change the temperature, and have a little fling and see how it goes.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we actually have talked about it a lot, and we've
the
had
problem. You talk too much to each other.
I know. Well, that's what I'm thinking is. So we've even had that exact conversation where we were like, "Listen, we need to fuck. So we're gonna set up a date and we're gonna do it." And then it just didn't happen, and then it ended up happening when we got super wasted.
I'm just confused. How long have you been dating?
3 months.
3 months, and you've had sex one time. And how long ago was that?
Long enough for me to have to think about it.
Right. So it was like more than a month ago.
Maybe, let's say like 3 weeks.
And how often do you see each other?
Oh, a lot.
Like all the time.
Okay.
Basically.
I feel like there's something missing for me here. Like, have you talked about why you don't have sex? Okay, you say we need to have sex. What do you think?
No,
Kiki?
I know what it is.
Okay, Kiki, you keep your mouth shut. Natasha, what is it? She'll tell you what it is.
Both of them are new to women on women, women to women, and neither of them want to initiate it.
Is that what? Oh, you think it's gendered?
Well, no, I just think that you should take turns initiating, So it's like if you guys have talked about it before, and now you just need to take the reins and you do one. And you like totally come on to her and see how it goes. And then she can take the next one, And I don't know. I think like...
That's fascinating. That's a fascinating point. You're saying, if I'm correct, that since both of these people are so used to dating men and used to the men initiating the sex...
I'm not saying because of that. I just think in any healthy relationship, it's good for people to like trade off initiating and I think it's natural, and sometimes then you'll also see what the dynamics are. Maybe she likes to be seduced, maybe you actually her doing it to you works more. I don't know, but
wait,
you have to experiment.
Kiki, why do you think you're not having sex?
There is one barrier that's pretty obvious to me, and I think she
doesn't have a vagina.
Yeah, she's actually a Barbie doll.
Oh wow, okay, you definitely buried the lead, Kiki. Okay.
No, she just she has a lot of like body image stuff going on, and this is like I think something that creeps up in like same-sex, same-gendered relationships maybe more than like hetero ones, where you find it easier to compare yourself to your partner.
Oh, and you just have like a banging perfect 10 out of 10 bikini bod.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
see. And
I'm
so
like
she's
a Barbie with a vagina.
I love that. No, you're like, I think what it is that she's so intimidated by my perfect bod but I believe, I hear what you're saying. She has, so Kiki, just to get down to brass tacks here, you feel like a lot of the space between you guys hooking up more regularly is tension that's coming from her discomfort. Is that feel accurate enough to say?
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Well, maybe, do you find her sexy?
Yes.
Then
that's the thing.
You need to let her know and maybe, kind of like really let her feel it, I guess.
Does she rebuff your advances, or is it just that it never goes there? Are you trying to hook up with her and it doesn't happen?
Well, this is also, there's a lot, I feel like, because I also don't have a very high sex drive. But it is
higher than once every quarter.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. But so those opportunities where I'm like, I want to have sex right fucking now, like they're not very frequent. But I do try, just in the everyday to make her feel beautiful and like I'm attracted to her and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. She says a lot of like pretty powerful statements about herself that I just kind of leave me kind of at a loss, like stuff like stuff about her weight, but then even something about like how she's just so surprised that I'm attracted to her and that I even want to fuck her, let alone kiss her.
I actually think, Tosh, you have a
That's
thought?
hard.
That is hard.
That's hard because, how do you respond to something like that? Like, because you want her to have a better self-image, but that's kind of up to her.
Totally.
It's not really your job. That just feels like a lot.
It does feel like a lot. There's a lot. You're taking on a big situation, but maybe you feel emotionally connected to this person enough that you're willing to take on that work. But it does seem like it'll be work from your end. And
you could also tell her, just so you know, I really don't like it when you talk about yourself like that. Or I don't know. Is that too much?
Yeah, I've tried to approach it with humor. Like I've just been kind of like
you make fun of her body and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you're right. No, I'm not gonna even.
Maybe she's flirting with you, and she's like, I can't believe you would ever.
I don't think so. No, I don't think. Basically, Kiki, I think, unfortunately, you're gonna have to become like a dude. And be like, what's up? Let's do this. Maybe even more than your like natural hormones are telling you to, because I hear what you're saying. Like this isn't a huge issue for you because you're not wanting it all the time. But maybe you got to like double the amount you try to seduce her than even you would want, and just like get it into her brain like, I want you. You are what I want.
And
you are hot. You are the sexiest. You are the one.
You have to speed up the sex. Like you have to have sex with her 5 times at least to figure out if you want to have a relationship with this person or if it, you know what I mean? So you might as well like accelerate it so you can move on with your life.
Yeah, totally. Because I think what happens in relationships is that if you allow a thing to like wedge itself in between your sex life or your emotional life, it happens just as frequently that people will be like, well, we fuck all the time, but we're never getting real or getting serious. That's like another version of this, which is just that something gets in the way. Like an unhealthy pattern gets in the way. And by the way, I really do think unless you were both satisfied once every 3 months, that's an unhealthy romantic pattern. That doesn't sound...
It's unsustainable.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. So once it becomes like the default position, like we are a couple that doesn't have sex very often, then it just perpetuates itself. And so you got to kind of like break through that. I mean, obviously making sure she's comfortable and is down, obviously. I don't think you're going to have that issue, but I just think you got to start trying to seduce her. Get like a weird fedora and like maybe a pencil thin mustache and start smoking like Spanish cigarettes. Yeah, a trench coat and just be like, I'm like Pepe Le Pew. I'm here and I'm Kiki and I'm trying to smash.
That's right.
Kiki trying to smash.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have to see, and if she feels not comfortable in the act of it, which is still unclear because you've only had sex once when she was wasted, you just have to you have to get to know each other in that way, I think. Or you would just be
I completely
roommates.
Right, just homies. Just Ottawan homies.
Yeah, and I'm not into the like quick deep dive into the domesticity, and then there's just none of that early excitement in that honeymoon phase.
Don't dive into domesticity.
Well, I do think you're, I think you're kind of past the hot honeymoon phase thing. I don't think you're going to be able to resurrect a honeymoon phase, but I do think you're going to be.
I do. Why not?
Because they're 3 months into a relationship and they
That's not
fucked
that
one
long.
time. I'm not saying that to be negative. I'm saying like I think this can be changed, but it's going to require work, and who knows if she's down to do the work and if you're down to do the work. But like
you have to try.
Yeah.
But you have to have sex to try and see if it works.
Right. I mean, yeah.
See if it works.
Yeah.
You guys scheduled sex and didn't have it. That's the part where I'm like.
That's what I mean. She needs to take control.
Yeah, I think so.
Good luck, honey. Get fucked.
Yeah,
Lick her
maybe I'm just
pussy.
being too much of a pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. I think that's tough, and you have to do it with compassion and with. I mean, you know this already, but you have to do it with compassion and with slowness, that so as to not make her uncomfortable. Because obviously, if you push too hard, she'll shut down. She'll feel uncomfortable. But I do really think that setting up alcohol as the way that she feels comfortable enough with her body issues to have sex is just a pattern set that will be very annoying in the long term.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So
just got to do it, I guess. Just
got to do it, or if it becomes too uncomfortable, then I think like finding a way to sidestep the sex conversation. Like maybe it's going to like a one of those class. I don't know. I guess they don't really do those in COVID, but they used to have these like Good Vibrations in San Francisco. There'd be like a workshop, or how to use a vibrator workshop, like something where someone else is kind of like the person in charge and is going like normative. I got something also. I got some reading for you. Speaking of, this is a book. I had this person on my old podcast, Hound Tall. The book is called Girl Sex 101, and both of you should read it. It's a book by and for WLW. All about sex with women. It's all about sex, and it's all about sex with women. It's super fun and super light and easy to read. And I had her on my podcast. She was really awesome. And it's very explicit, but not in a way that feels like uncomfortable or cringy. It's just like, here's the way that women's sex is different than sex with heterosex, and it just like breaks it down. It's such a fun read. I think you guys should both get it and read it together.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
that sounds super interesting.
We have to help someone else on the East Coast, but
good luck. We hope that you are
we're excited.
Okay.
Really getting some soon. Okay. Ottawa forever. Trudeau.
All right. Yep.
Bye.
Trudeau. Bye.
That's just crazy. It was hard for us to help, obviously, because like we have sex 3 or 4 times a day to this day.
That doesn't seem like that long. If they're just getting to. She's never really been in a relationship with a woman before, and it's been 3 months.
I'm
maybe
sorry. If you say I love you and you've had sex one time, there's you need to. That's like, come on. Unless you're like religious.
Wait, did the I love you and the sex happen in the same night?
Should have found out. But I don't like the whole I get drunk, I say I love you, I get drunk, I'm down to fuck. I don't like that.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's just like, I mean, it's easy for me to say because I've never had drunk sex. I've never used alcohol or drugs as a way to like loosen up whatever is going on. So all of my sexuality is connected to like a sober brain. Every poor decision I've made has been with a clear, conscious mind.
I like that about you.
Well, should we help another person or listen to some secrets?
No, we have to help someone because they're on the East Coast.
Let's do it.
Okay, we're going to call Jessica in New York City.
Jessica.
Hi.
Hi. You look like a high-powered professional.
I am.
Yeah, that is what you look like. You look like you close deals.
I like the Modigliani in the background.
Thank you.
Yeah, what do you do for a living?
Deals all day, every day.
I love it. So confident. We just talked to a Canadian person, so your confidence level is like through the roof in comparison.
They're not confident in Canada?
No, they're like nice and they're cool, but in New York, everybody's like an asshole. And you seem like an asshole is what I'm saying, Jessica.
I am.
Great. Perfect.
Wait, what do you do? I have to know.
Oh.
You don't have to tell us.
I myself up to a lot of roasting if I tell you what I do.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Then
I'm a market researcher for a sports betting company.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I
Interesting.
don't even know what that means.
She works in finding the people, the degenerates at the bottom of the barrel, and seeing how they will give her more money, throwing it away
Exactly.
and tossing their futures into the gutter. Do you work for Bovada or?
No, Bovada is actually an illegal offshore sports book. I'm in the legit.
Right, so you don't work for them. I hear you, Jessica.
Right.
Okay, cool. All right, what can we do for you?
So I'm 33. I am single and happy about that for the most part, except when we're in a pandemic. And this summer, I'm ready to, what do the kids say? Like turn up.
Mm-hmm.
But in the past year during COVID, all of my friends in New York have either gotten pregnant or had a kid. And I feel like all of my friends are in a totally different life stage and have a different lifestyle and priorities than I do. And I just feel like I don't have anyone to really go out with and be spontaneous with and do all the things I did post-COVID. And I'm like, do I have to start my social life from scratch? Do I have to go find new single friends who are also in their mid-30s? Like, I don't really know.
I don't think it's from scratch. I think it's like everything is new again in a way. And I think you just have to be a little open to that. And obviously you're going to have some great friends and some, people who were old friends you might not talk to, or people who you barely knew might become a new friend, or you know what I mean? Like, I think it's worth it to just start going out and seeing what is happening, and who you connect with, and try not to get too in your head about it, and just try to, like, if something feels safe and it's social, I don't know, I would just be very open.
I have a suggestion. Are you familiar with the concept of the MILF, the hot MILF?
The hot MILF.
MILF, yeah. The hot MILF.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the role that you can play to like a nice 20-year-old skater boy. You go down to the Lower East Side, or
But I don't have a kid. I'm not a MILF.
Matter. It doesn't matter, Jessica. It's not about reality, okay? You're 33, right? You're not really MILF age, honestly. You're about 10 years off. You're 10 years too young, but whatever. That's not the point. You got this high-powered betting job or whatever with your like pencil skirt or whatever. You probably make boys horny in the subway already. You go down the Lower East Side, find yourself a fucking pure degenerate little shithead kid that drinks 40s, right? And, it's probably similar to the clients that you're trying to court at your job. And you just find yourself somebody that'll take you to like a bunch of 20-year-old parties, and just then you'll hit bottom, you'll be like, this is horrifying. What's wrong with me? I need to get my shit together, but you'll have a great summer.
Or one of them will get me pregnant and I can just like hang out with my friends.
That's right. You can finally reconnect with your friends. And the best part of that is that your kid, the person that got you pregnant will eventually be able to babysit. Because they'll be kind of at the right age to be a babysitter. I don't know. Have you thought about what are your strategies for how to turn up? Like, what are you thinking since your friends are all like nerds now?
Well, the only thing I've thought of is dating. Like, I do plan on dating and doing that whole thing again. But, it's just like my friends and I would go to a random late movie on a Wednesday or go grab drinks after work. And it's like, who do I call to do that with when everybody's preggers? And
do you have like one friend that you guys together can maybe go to some kind of things, like openings, or if there's, you're living in Manhattan, so it's like any opening to like a museum, or I don't know if there's like a musical you would, I don't know.
If you want to turn up, you get out there to a museum or a musical.
No, but like I don't know.
That's my usual state.
Yeah, find those wild New York experiences at the Met.
Just like going out and seeing art, and just then I don't know.
She wants to have an irresponsible summer. She doesn't want to be edified. She wants to like have fun. Wait, I have a question. Okay, all your friends are gone. Do you have any friends people that are not all coupled up and grown that you've thought about connecting to in the past that are still young and single-ish like you, and that you could maybe like forge a new connect? Because basically you're saying you're going to go out and date, but what you really want, you want a scene to join up with, and the scene that you were in, they've all graduated to this different life phase that you're not ready to enter into, right?
Exactly. I do have a coworker who is my age and single. She's a little bit cooler than me, so
perfect.
sort of like nervous to make that step.
You guys need to go to parties together.
The truth is, if she works in sports betting, she's not that cool. You know what I mean? So she'll probably hang out with you if you know what I mean? If you make an aggressive step, like, you should just tell her, like, look, I'm kind of like, all my friends are dorks, and by that I mean kid dorks, and I'm trying to like hang out and like see what's out there. Would you just take me out on the town one night? And maybe it'll be awkward and not be good, and maybe she'll say no, but maybe she'll be like, sure, come on. And you just never know. Adventure awaits. It's New York. You live in New York.
I know, but like going out alone just feels so pathetic.
Right, but I'm saying find this cool person with the angular haircut that you work with and say, will you just take me out? Like, don't say that she's cooler than you. Just be like, you want to hang out sometime? Because all my friends are just fucking squares now and I need some fun. And see what she says. And if she's not down, then I guess you start over. What would you do?
I guess my advice is old fashioned.
Which is what? Take in a show? Go see a Sondheim musical and then do the swan paddle boats at Central Park and see what's out there.
Natasha's advice is very vague. She's like, go out and see what's out there.
I just remember like I loved, minimalist classical music. And so when I saw that like Stephen Reich, is that how you say his name, and Philip Glass were playing somewhere, I would like always try to get tickets to like anything I thought was like cool, where there might be like other people who would think what I thought was cool, or like go to, I don't know, I would go to like vintage markets like that were outside that had like outdoor.
Would you go by yourself?
No. Well, sometimes.
No, she's not a loser, Jessica. What are you, crazy? Come on.
I would like, you have your friend. You start to form your friends who are like down to like go to these events and go to things together. If you hear of something cool going on or a place, you want to go to a place where you can meet people, essentially, right? And that's going to be more outside. So like, I think thinking of like outside events in New York that sound cool to you, that sound like a place where you might want to, I don't know, if you like ran into someone, you might have something to talk to about.
Somebody once gave me advice when I was moving to Los Angeles, and I was scared to move because I didn't really know that many people. She said the only thing that you can't rush is old friends, right? That's something that is impossible to speed up. Right. So in the beginning of a relationship, it's always going to be awkward and weird, and doing what you're doing, which is, your friends have phased out into a different zone of life and you're not ready to go there yet, is inherently uncomfortable and awkward. So you're going to have to take some risks, right? Like you're going to have to do some things that feel pathetic.
But you have no excuse in New York.
I totally agree. It's so easy.
You could just hang out in that park where they play the movies.
Do you have any hobbies?
I like to watch television.
Okay, that's not helping. Do you have any?
No, I like to go to the theater and eat at restaurants, which is why I live in New York.
Right. Normally, I would say you need to like go to a music festival or go to Bonnaroo. Like just go.
I've been to Bonnaroo twice.
Right, but now we're in this COVID time, so it's not really that helpful.
I think you have to do a mixture of everything. You can do online stuff. You can go out. You have to get see what the calendar section. I don't know how people see it in New York anymore because I don't know. I don't think the Village Voice. Like when I lived there, you could just look and like read through everything that was happening that week and just walk around and show up at places and just kind of be. I don't know, meet one friend that you just have to kind of start over, but also use what you have,
I think the problem here, now I'm feeling like I got it. You're 33, you're a high-powered business person. You're like super adult in so many phases of your life, but socially, you're going to have to start thinking like a 20-year-old. What would 20-year-old me do? Like, remember when you were 20 and you were like interested in meeting people and everybody you met was like, oh, I'd like to figure out if you're cool. Like, unfortunately, you're just going to have to do that. Like, I'm hesitant to say join a group. They have these like groups like meetup.com or like random. It always feels like kind of weird.
I would
and
never
sad.
do that.
No. So I'm saying like be 20. That's what you got to do. Go be 20. If you go to a concert or a bar, strike up a conversation. Like you just don't know. You don't know how you're going to meet people.
She doesn't want to go to a bar by herself.
She's going to have to. What are you going to do? Stay home and watch more Killing Eve and think about your friends that have their shit together, you gotta figure something out.
Just balance. Don't feel bad if you stay home and watch TV, but just have like certain nights that you go out and start trying to figure stuff out, like your single friend, or if someone knows of a party, and you just have to put yourself out there a little bit.
Do you drink too much?
No, if anything, I drink nearly enough.
You should start drinking, hit rock bottom on alcohol, and go to AA. That's a great place to meet people. Great place to meet cool friends. I think that's your secret.
You could pretend.
Yeah, you could pretend. To be honest, Jessica, Natasha, I have known people in my tenure in AA who clearly were not alcoholics, but were clearly
trying to catch a man.
Just trying to hang out with cool people with tattoos that didn't get drunk every night.
Lonely people?
In fact, New York City, there's a funny factoid. The Village Voice, may it rest in peace, had many years ago, like an ironic, they do the best of every year. They had an ironic one of best place to see and be seen in New York, and it was this like super sceney AA meeting in the Lower East Side or in Soho, and the next week their membership doubled. They read about it in The Voice and were like, this seems cool. Toby Maguire will be there or whatever. And they just showed up. These like random New Yorkers just showed up trying to meet people. I think you just got to take some risks. Get out there.
Yeah.
Try a thing. Try an activity.
But also be easy on yourself. Like the world is also different. So this would be hard in normal times. It's like all my friends are married. I don't have my, but now it's like we're also re-entering society. Like I just think you have to.
I have something.
Okay. Listen to Moshe. No,
I have something. I have an idea. Okay. Well, obviously dating is the shortcut. Dating is the shortcut to things to do, because strangers meeting is not weird when you date, because that's the deal. But is there anything that you've always wanted to try but are like just lethargy or fear has held you back? Like anything, like for me, like what's something I always wanted to, well, like surfing was something I really wanted to do, and I got into it when I was 33, and I got into that. Like, is there anything that you've always thought, that would be
drugs?
Fun? No, well, yeah, like Molly, Coke, anything. No, like, is there anything that you've always thought that would be fun to do, but I don't know if that's me? Do you have an inner life at all?
No. I mean, great. I've always wanted to be the type of person who would like go out and go to a bar and dance and like stay out till 4 a.m. But that was never really me. It was never really who my friends were. And so I always had this like.
Oh, I have an idea. Get the Village Voice or whatever it is and look up outdoor dance party. Or just look in your phone, like outdoor dance party, New York City. I bet you there's so many planned for the summer. Get your tickets now.
Good idea. It's a good idea. But what I was saying was, like, rather than go to a dance club, outdoor dance party, because the odds of you like turning around and off your face on Molly, you meet some other girl that's like, are you without friends as well? And you guys make a fast friendship. That's a little difficult to imagine, right? But what if you're like some version of, well, I always wanted to be a better dancer. Then I would say, you should take a dance class. Oh, I always wanted to learn kickboxing. Take a fucking kickboxing class. It's a middle ground between meetup.com, like friends, New York professionals trying to make friends, which feels sad, and staying at home and being afraid. It's like something in the middle, taking a class, doing an activity.
Yeah, I used to take classes all the time before COVID. I'm in this like weird COVID state where it's like I don't go to the gym anymore. I don't go to my dance classes anymore. I used to take dance and I used to take writing classes. And
are you planning on starting them again?
Yes, eventually, once I get over my COVID anxiety and I'm fully vaccinated and everything. A lot of the places still haven't opened up yet.
Wait a minute. You're not fully vaxxed?
I get.
Okay, we gotta go. I'm sorry. No, we can't help you. We gotta
Is
go.
it over?
Yeah, no. I think that Natasha's right. Then I think that Natasha, the first thing you said to her, which is like, just be open. You're entering into a new time. Like, you're just about to be birthed into this new experience, which is re-entering the world, and you have no idea what adventures await. Unfortunately, that's not the best advice, but it's the truth, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I worry about being the oldest lady at the party, but whatever.
Then don't be the oldest lady at the party. Hang out with other 33-year-olds. You're not old.
Also, 33 is so not old.
You could start stand-up. It's a good way to meet.
Is that when you started stand-up?
No, definitely not. It's not a good idea. You wouldn't make it. But my point is, you would meet other desperate people that need friends. I think you are you might.
I could just hang out at the cellar with some.
You could. I think that if you change your perspective, what luck you have to be a 33-year-old that has a tabla rasa that's entering into the world with a complete blank slate and going like, man, what is the next phase of my life going to be? I can try all of these things and figure out where I'm headed.
And are you more interested in finding a partner or a friend?
Both. In the short term, it's a friend to. I'm still gonna see my friends who have kids and who are pregnant. I'm not gonna completely abandon them.
All right.
It's just the, like, spontaneous everyday. Let's go grab a beer. Let's go to a movie. Let's go to a concert.
I have an idea. I've got an idea.
Yeah.
Okay, Natasha, and this will end our call, Jessica, because once we found out you didn't have a second dose, I've been uncomfortable ever since. What if we set you up with one of our listeners on a friend date, and you guys go out and hang out someday in New York, and it'll be like the newlywed game, or the dating game, but it'll be you can't fuck this person, okay? And we will report back. Are you busy May 15th?
I am not.
Okay. We're going to send you out on a friend date with another listener who we will find when this episode drops.
Who lives in New York City.
Who lives in New York City and is not turned off by your unethical career choice. And thinks you're cool, and you guys are going to go have a friend date in New York, and on May 15th, you could join us on our live show, and we will interview you, just like the dating game, about how it went.
Like Love Connection.
Exactly, like
But
Love
for
Connection.
friends.
Yeah, but friend connection.
I would love that. And I was actually going to say to all of your listeners out there in New York, if you guys want to hang out and you're in your 30s and you don't have any kids, come hit me up.
Boom. Okay, it's gonna happen.
I would love to do that.
Our producer is going to set you up on a friend date and an itinerary, and we will. You know what? We can. I wonder if we should how micromanaging we should be. Should we tell them what to do, or should we just let?
Will you pay for it?
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, Jessica, but I guess we will. Yeah, we could pay for it. Natasha?
Yeah, I'm going to find out what's happening in New York where you guys can go and maybe meet some other people. So if this friendship doesn't work out, maybe there'll be some others.
Listen, Jessica, we'll pay for it, but it ain't going to be a Broadway show, if you know what I mean, okay? It might be off Broadway. Maybe we'll get you tickets to the cellar. Great. Jessica, we'll be in touch. We're going to get you a date in the next couple of weeks to hang out, and we're going to find out how it went.
And in the meantime,
awesome.
Have fun. And
thank you guys so much.
Okay.
Hopefully this is a real connection that we're making. Jessica, you'll hear from her again on May 15th. Goodbye.
Bye, honey.
Bye, everyone.
Now that is going to be awesome. It'll be great if it's awkward too.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what Jessica's like. What is she interested in?
I don't know either.
She just kept saying like movies.
Movies. So if you are in New York City and you like movies and beers, either of those things, okay, must like beers and movies, must not have children. Or if you do have children, you have to be able to be down to hang out without your kids. Please help Jessica. She's a young executive in New York City that could use a helping hand right now. And if there's anybody that we need to help right now, it's people like that.
And she seemed like a real go-getter.
She seemed fun. She seemed smart. Whip smart. Lots of fun to be around. I would hang out with her personally.
She could definitely laugh at herself.
She was cool. And if you're cool, you'll contact us. endlesshoneymoonpod at gmail.com. Subject, I'm trying to hang out with Jessica. And we are going to set you up. We will pay for it. But only certain activities that we've decided that we can afford.
And it's a friend date, right?
It's a friend date. You cannot have sex with Jessica. Okay, so all you guys, you fucking creeps out there.
You can look at the YouTube, but
yeah,
it's I think we should give her a female friend.
Yeah, we'll do a female. It'd be really compelling stuff on the 15th if we set her up with a male listener and he ended up like abducting her or something like that. That could be really fun too. But you know what? In the interest of prudence, you're right, Natasha. Women only.
Women only apply.
Yeah, women only. Only women.
And we'll find a cool event for you guys.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. I really love this. I think this is exciting.
All right, honey. Well, listen, I got to go.
Oh, is it the end of the episode?
Let's just hear 2 secrets, then we'll go.
Okay, where do you have to be? There's nothing happening after this.
I'm reading a book, and I just like to be upstairs where the child is.
Oh, my God. What a nerd. I swear to God, if I knew you read books when we first started dating, I wouldn't have stuck around. Okay, let's hear some secrets.
Hi, Natasha and Moshe. I have a secret. a married woman with children, and I fantasize about a friend of ours. And I've realized that, like, the thought of my husband's great. We have a great life. Everything's great. But the thought of, like, dying without having sex with this friend makes me really sad. So my husband and I recently, like, within the last year, started playing around with double penetration, and he's usually in the back, and then we have a silicone penis of varying sizes in the front. And we, like, when you have to go get it from the drawer to incorporate, we don't do it every time, say, like, go get our friend. Because what else do you call the penis that you stick on stuff? And I recently realized that I fantasize about our actual friend being involved in this. I don't know. This is like we're in our late 30s. We are all have young children, and I hear all of this talk about poly and opening things up, and it just sounds like work and an embarrassment, and it could blow up a friendship. Your show's the best. I love it. Thanks, guys.
Interesting. Okay. So she's fantasizing about one specific person.
I mean, when at double penetration, I just started to get so insecure.
Really?
Because I'm like, I didn't even.
You've never had single penetration.
No, but she was talking about while they were fucking, they also had a dildo that she was sticking up his ass.
No. Double? You think men get double penetrated? I guess they
I don't
do,
know.
but
I
that's a more
wasn't
hardcore.
exactly sure.
She's saying she wants to have sex with their mutual friend.
That's a guy.
That's a guy.
Okay.
On another note, and it was a pivot for me too, they also have been experimenting with just the two of them double penetrating her. So she has sex with her man in the front, as she put it, which I think means her vagina. His penis is in there.
Oh, and then she's got the dildo up her ass.
They plug the no, I'm sorry. No. The man, I'm sorry. I got confused. The man is in the back, as we call the bung hole. Right? The bung. And the dildo is in the front, right? So that's in the vagina.
Okay.
Right. So while she's thinking about while her husband fucks her ass and plugs her with a silicone dildo is, oh, Brad, their friend Brad.
I mean, it's okay to fantasize.
Totally. But she's not saying I feel guilty because I'm having fantasies. She's saying I don't want to die without making love to Brad.
That's what I liked, because it took a turn for the romantic. It's like she just becomes this like Jane Austen novel where she's just, pining for Brad.
By the way, what Jane Austen novel was that where they double penetrated for so long that they eventually...
It just reminds me of like,
I know what you mean.
A woman kind of...
I think it's normal. It's normal to be in a relationship. It's not something I've ever experienced because I'm fully satisfied with Natasha in every way. But it's normal to be in a relationship where your fantasy life starts to gain fuel and traction. But it's not real that you will not...
You're probably going to die and not have sex with Brad.
With Brad. I mean, yeah, it's not... Like if she had said, I'm obsessed with the idea that I will be really upset if I don't have sex with anyone other than my husband. That feels like a different topic than Brad.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that feels like you've gone into the fantasy so deep that it's become a little bit delusional. Mm-hmm. But fantasy life is nice. I mean, if it gets you off, I think that's fine. But I mean, really, what is a woman to do? Because with a man, if I wanted a woman and you finally relented, which is how you should definitely approach all sexual situations with your partners, getting them to finally wearing them down until they relent. But then it would be very obvious, like, oh, we got a sex worker. But like, maybe I have a bigotry here. I just don't like, it feels scarier to get a male sex worker to fuck your wife. If that was the fantasy, it was two men. I think I have a problem. I realize there's something I immediately feel about when I think about like, oh yeah, find a man on like an escort site. Maybe it's because during my bachelor party, my friends jokingly got a male stripper to come, and the guy just seems so strung out. You know what? It's a bigotry. They're not everybody's strung out. You know, I'm sure there are some great male sex workers out there. We'd love to interview one of them on this podcast.
You're just more intimidated by a man than you are a woman.
Right, but what I'm saying is, like, if you were like, my only dream is to make love to you and another man, I would be more like, okay, well, who? Rather than, okay, well, let's go to the yellow pages, which is how I always find sex workers, is in the yellow pages.
I don't think I would want to have sex with 2 men at once. It sounds really annoying.
It's not my fantasy either, but I'm saying if it was your ultimate fantasy, I guess I'd hook you up. You know, I would be cool in that way. If it was your ultimate fantasy. Now that you're saying it's not, I understand that.
Well, I don't know if I'm into double penetration.
No. I don't know if you are either, but knowing what I do know about you, I think it's a no. Are you into Brad? That's a bigger question.
He sounds cute, to be honest.
He probably is so cute.
I don't want to die without
Brad. Oh, Brad.
I am so happily married. But I hear you, though. That's an interesting way to look at your sex life. I mean, it's probably over for, once you're married, it's kind of like the romance. You're not going to you don't get to start having affairs with random people.
Well, right. Or you're cheating. And I think that's what people are chasing, right? Is they want that exciting new thing. Mm-hmm. But that's, I look at the way that our thing is like, oh, my sex life shifted into this different thing. It's not like a sad thing. I didn't give up something. I took something else.
I like it.
Well, I like it too. Would you like to hear another secret?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel very vulnerable.
Why?
Because I was,
Because you want to fuck Brad, or because what made you feel vulnerable about that?
Oh, I just felt like I'm not doing enough as a woman. Like if I'm not doing double penetration or something.
If you're not lusting after my best friend and wishing you could fuck him every time we make love to each other?
No, she just seemed very open sexually. It sounded nice.
It sounds nice to me too. Actually, if you are listening, I'm not Brad, but...
Okay, let's hear another secret.
Well, hold on a sec. All right, let's hear another secret. Hey, hon, you're perfect to me.
Hey, Natasha and Moshe. I have a confession. The other day, we had some Mormon missionaries move in next door, and they came over with a plate of brownies, and they said, "Oh, well, we're missionaries. I'm sure you can tell." And I said, "Oh, my God, you guys only do missionary? We're reverse cowgirls." And I ended up making a TikTok about it, and it went viral. And so since then, my social medias have been getting a lot of attention, and I've had a lot of gentlemen in my messages asking me to sell them nudes. And so therefore, I've been making money on Cash App, and I started an OnlyFans. And now I'm faced with the question of, should I tell my Mormon missionary neighbors that they kickstarted my porn career? Let me know. I hope you guys enjoy.
I mean, it's like... Your secrets can't be an ad for your OnlyFans and TikTok. I don't have a lot of rules, but I think that's got to be a new one.
How much does she make on Cash App?
I mean, probably plenty. I mean, I think OnlyFans is... By the way, if you want to get more adventurous, Natasha,
yeah.
If double penetration is not your thing, I swear to God, I'm not making this up. I'm not joking. I do think you could make a fucking killing on OnlyFans. I think a lot of money.
I don't really even know what OnlyFans is.
It's basically like somebody like you. You'd be one of the bigger profile people. Bahad Bahabi made $1 million in one day on OnlyFans.
What do?
You're basically like, hey, you might know me from comedy, and acting, but now I will show you, if you subscribe, you can see nudes, you can see me getting penetrated. I'm fucking Brad, and it's like basically monetizing who you already are and turning it into much more of a adult kind of thing.
Okay.
So I don't.
Oh, but then I don't want to do that.
Well, I didn't say you should do it. I'm saying I think you could make a lot of money doing it.
Okay.
You're hot. People fantasize about you.
So she went from staging a video to the Mormons. I mean,
right.
Yes, Mormons can be very annoying when people try to proselytize at you. I found it really annoying when I was in Salt Lake City. But then she kind of had this scripted thing. She taped it, put it on TikTok. Then she's now selling nudes
So it
on OnlyFans?
she had a viral video, and then people were like hitting her up the way they hit you up, like, oh, feet, whatever. And then she was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make some money doing this. And now
that's
she's
cool.
making money.
I like that.
Speaking of Salt Lake City, when you go in there as like single guys, because when I did Wise Guys in Salt Lake, me and Andrew Michon and Shane Smith, we're all studs, I would say. Shane said to us as we walked in to the Mormon temple, they will approach you, they will send hot girls to approach you. And it happened. We walked in, 3 beautiful women came up to us. We're like, hi, how are you
Like
guys?
blonde women in aprons. They're always wearing like pastel
they were
aprons.
They were hot. And he was like, if you went with them, because they'll be like, would you like to know more? And they're like counting on you to be like a horny dude and go like, yeah, I'd love to. They will bring you to a room, they bail, and then 3 guys come in. It's like a bait and switch. They'll like try to attract you with the women, and then the elders will come in.
Yeah, those guys are creepy.
Hey, I don't know.
Well, just the elders. I remember I went there and they all like, they have like a placard, like a laminated placard of their whole, church. And it's like all men. It's just like 80 men. And they wear it.
They wear a placard?
Yeah. And like,
interesting.
and they want to tell, like they're trying to tell you about the Mormon temple, and they like show all the
like leaders of
yes,
the old leaders,
the
or whatever?
leaders, yes, and it's just all these like old men.
Mormonism is cool because in the 1970s they decided that black people could join the church, which is cool. The 1970s.
I mean, I don't know much about being Mormon. I was just asked in the mall to like cover up because they said that you can't show your shoulders there.
You do have hot shoulders. And honestly, on OnlyFans, your shoulders would clean up. You wouldn't have to go full double penetration.
Oh, can I get on OnlyFans and just show like my shoulders
Absolutely.
and my ankles?
Yes.
And like just like the little crook in my foot, like in between, like my arch.
Oh, don't show that to the viewers.
Wait, honey, could we really?
You could.
My knees?
I mean, will you want to put all that money towards our child's college education? OnlyFans college fund?
We could give it to charity or something.
It's a great idea, honey. Maybe it's to help Mormons escape.
Okay. All right. Well,
all right.
That was a lot.
Okay. It was a lot. And yet there's more. One last secret, and then we're saying goodnight.
Okay.
Hey, Natasha and Moshe. I got a secret to tell. So I've never told anyone this before, but my twin brother's wife is pregnant with my baby, and she doesn't know it, and I don't know what to do. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
What? Wait, did he rape his sister?
It doesn't matter. They were in. I mean, it does matter, of course, but obviously they were either in a relation. It sounds like he cheated. They cheated on each other.
I think that was just a rape confession.
No.
My twin brother's wife is pregnant with my baby, and she doesn't know it.
No, I think it was that the brother doesn't know.
Play it again.
Hey, Natasha and Moshe. I got a secret to tell. So I've never told anyone this before, but my twin brother's wife is pregnant with my baby, and she doesn't know it.
Okay.
And I don't know what to do.
Wait, but how? She doesn't know it, and I don't know what to do. I mean, I don't even understand how that works.
Turn yourself into the local authorities. That's what
So
to do.
he raped her? Is that what he's saying?
I can't understand the architecture of this otherwise. How could she not know she's pregnant with his baby unless he tricked her into thinking he was his twin and had sex with her? I mean, if you are a woman married to a twin.
She didn't know. She couldn't know?
I guess.
Are you just assuming that? You're saying that's what happened. You're sure?
Somebody tell me a different possible way that a woman could be pregnant with someone's baby and not know it, who's married to a twin.
So you think the guy raped her?
I can't come up with a different narrative. I mean, can you?
It sounds so risky though, because you'd have to like orchestrate so much with like not telling and maybe if he was out of town, but then it's like he's married to her.
The other twin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you're saying
you just have this added experience.
Let me say this. I think that might be a lie. First of all, I think that, and I'm hoping that was like a person playing a fun game on us.
Okay.
But if not, the only thing I can think of is I can't come up with. If you are a woman and you are married to a twin with a twang twin, and you are pregnant with twang twin that you are married to's baby.
And how would he know that he's the one whose sperm got her pregnant? How would that twin, the caller, twang, know that?
I mean, this is why I'm thinking I hope it's fake.
Right.
But if it's not fake and you are with a twang twin, you can't even do a DNA test. By the way.
Right. Well, then I guess that's the bright side.
What's the bright side?
That I mean, well, if they had an affair or something, they wouldn't get caught.
If they had an affair, she would know. The troubling phrase is, I don't think she knows.
Right. It doesn't really make sense.
No, I think it's a lie. Twang twin, I think I feel uncomfortable. You got to call us back and explain if we're misinterpreting this.
We need more information.
And if we aren't misinterpreting it, twang twin, I think you need to turn yourself into the police. I said like that so he would understand.
All right. Well.
Yikes. What a way to end an episode.
I guess we should listen to another secret.
Okay. You want to do one more secret?
Can we please?
Sure. Hopefully not one as disturbing.
Hi, Natasha and Moshe. My secret is I used to work at Walmart, and I worked in asset protection. And part of the job description of if you work in asset protection is if somebody steals something from you, from the store, which happens quite a lot, you're supposed to write down the description of the person who stole and what they stole. My problem with this is I'm not that big of a fan of Walmart as a company, and arguably I'm more of a fan of people stealing from them. I felt a moral opposition because a lot of these people are stealing. There's so many things like formula, like baby formula, like socks and food, and I felt I would be doing more harm to the world by reporting these people and making it easier for these people to end up in prison than I would be by just ignoring it or giving inaccurate information. So that's what I did. I would write down if they were a redhead, I would say they're blonde. If they were black, I would say they were white. If they were thin, I would say they were fat. I mean, I would just change their description. I would pretend that they stole something that was less expensive because things that are cheaper, like, put them on a lower profile. So yeah, I would just do this consistently. I would lie so I wouldn't get caught. That's my secret.
That feeling when you hired the exact wrong person for the job.
I mean, I would say you've had your fun. It's good work, and maybe wrap it up at Walmart and
get a new job
and like find something. Work for a place where you can use that energy for like real good and not like where something could really incriminate you at some point, or I don't know,
I'm with you.
You know, just, but I like the spirit of it.
I also am like, from the Walmart perspective, like, okay, don't advertise it. Obviously, Walmart is like mega horrifying, but it's like, okay, don't advertise it. I get it. You don't want to be like, we now give people formula for free because then people will just raid your store for formula. But why won't Walmart should just stop prosecuting petty shoplifters for things like clothing and food and formula. Like, what the fuck do they care? They're so unbelievably profitable. They have so much money. Like, what do they what's their bottom line?
What they
really
should be doing is paying people like that caller more money so they don't want to like steal from them.
No, she's talking about shoplifters.
No, I know, but I'm saying she's in a way stealing from her company. I mean, she's not doing...
Wait, you're saying they should pay her enough to bust petty shoplifters?
No. I'm saying, though, that to have some allegiance, if a company wants their employees to be motivated to work for them...
Well, we don't know. She might be getting paid well. She's just like, fuck Walmart, which is what I'm saying. But they should just stop prosecuting people for stealing formula. Could you imagine being a corporation that's worth almost more than any other corporation on earth and making a corporate decision to prosecute people for shoplifting formula from your store? Formula?
Yeah.
I mean, the math is pretty simple. That's a mom that needs to feed their kid. Like, I'm not pro shoplifting, but I'm definitely anti Walmart.
Why doesn't someone like Elon Musk just buy formula for the world, like unlimited, or for America? his beloved country.
How about forget Elon Musk? How about the fucking Waltons? They're richer than
Or
Elon
the
Musk.
Waltons, or anyone. Why doesn't someone just one of these like billionaires do something like that's like a grand gesture?
They do in their weird, bizarre, tax sheltery way. I just think I got no respect for Walmart. They're already leeching,
but changing things in a new way.
Well, they should.
It's already that's the old way, like tax shelters.
They got together and started COVID. That changed everything. Just kidding, you guys. Natasha.
Yeah.
Let's buy somebody some formula. I'm feeling guilty now.
Why don't I buy everyone some formula?
I don't think you can afford it. There's a lot of formula in the world. If you have a line on some cheap formula, or if you want to leave a secret on our secrets hotline, you can call 213-222-8608.
Or send us an email, endlesshoneymoonpod@gmail.com.
And don't forget, if you want to hang out with Jessica and then be interviewed on our live show on May 15th, send us an email.
Women only.
You can follow us at Endless Honeymoon Pod on Instagram, apple.co/Endless Honeymoon.
Also, if you go to our YouTube channel, please subscribe and leave a comment. People like it when you leave comments.
Yeah, Natasha's getting desperate. Please do that. Please. Natasha.
No, because
though you don't like double penetration, and though you don't want to fuck one of my good friends, nonetheless, and despite it all, I love you.
Oh, I love you too.